Good evening, Class 8. We are almost at the edge of the chapter Diseases, Cause and Control, and today we will be dealing with HIV, chickenpox, and hepatitis. Good evening. AIDS or HIV caused by a virus, human immunodeficiency virus. We call it immunodeficiency because this virus mostly attacks the immune system of the body and damages it completely. The picture of the virus is shown in the slide. Talking about the history of AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, it was first detected and reported in USA in 1981. A man named Reynold Rayford was admitted in one of the hospital of USA, and after few days he died of pneumonia. So his samples were taken in and it was sent to the research, various scientists and researchers. They research on it and they finally come up to a conclusion that there is a virus which is affecting the immune system and making the person weak enough to be fall for any diseases. So finally they found out that this is the AIDS or HIV virus, and since then, a lot of cases of AIDS came into view. Many people died of, and it spread to a very alarming on a fast rate. In India also, there are more than 20,000 confirmed cases of AIDS patient till now. Even more, it is not recorded in the book. And the most alarming and confusing part of it that this disease has no vaccine or no medicine discovered yet. People are usually dying out of AIDS. This disease is mostly affecting the people of age group 20 to 39 or even more. When you look into the structure of the HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, what the researchers are doing or the scientists are doing, they are taking the samples of the patient's blood, semen, saliva, tear, or urine, and they research on it and they find out that okay, there is a virus who has a spherical safe with various external substances on its outer covering, and inside there is a genetic material which is a common structure of all viruses, that is RNA ribonucleic acid covered by a covering made up of protein which is also known as capsid. So they found out that this virus is mostly affecting the immune system, the body defense mechanism of our body. So our body consists of immune system which have antibodies and WBCs in it. These fight against any enemy that tries to enter into our body. So when this virus affect the immune system, the body become very weak and body is unable to bear any of the disease. So in such condition, AIDS patient, they can easily fall for any disease. Even a simple cold and cough can kill them. Now there is always an important question that how the AIDS or the HIV virus transmits. Now make this a clear point that AIDS is a very highly infected disease and it is transmitted by one of the following method. The first is sexual intercourse. When a male or female have a sexual intercourse, then there is a possibility of transfer of virus from one person to the another if either of them is affected by it. The second is contaminated blood transfusion. Blood transfusion means transfer of blood from one person to another. So you know that in many situations there is excessive bleeding, like a person might have had an accident, so there is excessive bleeding in that case and the patient need treatment at the point. He need blood to be transmitted into his body, transfused into his body. Immediate surgery is required. So all this patient undergo the process of blood transfusion. Even there are certain children and they are suffering from a rare disease that is known as thalassemia. However, this has become very common these days. There are two forms of thalassemia. One is mild and other is severe. In severe cases, in every 3 to 4 weeks, blood is transfused in a patient's body. Usually children are affected by it. It is a genetic disease. That means it can pass from father to the child. What happens during this disease is that in this disease there is no formation of hemoglobin. This hemoglobin protein is required for carrying the oxygen into your body. It is present in the blood. So because of that, the person is unable to live a long life. So he needs blood transfusion. There is no formation of blood in his body. That's why in regular basis the blood is transfused into his body, given into his body. So in such cases, they get the blood from the blood bank. Many people, every year, thousands of blood camps are there where people are donating their blood for the thalassemia children or patients. A few days back in our school also we had a blood camp where many of our teachers have donated their blood. It's a good work. So we see that during that time it happens that the blood which has been given to the patient's body might be infected of HIV. That means that maybe due to certain reason the the donor who has donated his blood might be affected of HIV. So he has donated the blood. Now that blood will now be transmitted or transfused into the patient's body. So this happens and the patient dies. Many cases are there of this, and usually thalassemia affect children of age 2 to 15 years. So this is one of the method by which the disease is transmitted. The next is mother to child transmission. Like suppose a mother is pregnant and she is HIV positive. The one who are having HIV virus in their body are known as HIV positive. So that virus will transfer to the baby in her womb. So by that the baby will also be infected, and again when he will come out and he will meet with someone else or in some other way he will transfer it to somebody else. So this is how it is transmitted. The next is injection needles. Now if you see, it is very important to sanitize the needles before using it. Many hospitals which are not a recognized one, not so good hospitals, usually needles are used and those needles are not sanitized, so those needle might be infected of AIDS patient. So if it is infected by AIDS patient, it is put into the body of AIDS patient and that same injection is given to you, there is a possibility that the needle has become infected. Now this needle is again going to affect you. The virus will be transmitted in your body. So these are the various ways by which the AIDS are transmitted into the body. There are various other information of AIDS. Um the incubation period of AIDS is maybe more than 10 to 12 years. That means the patient, the HIV positives can carry the virus for 10 to 12 years, and by that time there may be appearance of symptoms. And what are the symptoms? Symptoms are usually the swollen lymph nodes. Last class I talked about the lymph. What is the lymph? Lymph is a liquid which is transported along the entire pathway of lymphatic system. lymphatic system is mainly present in your shoulder region, in your middle chest region down to the stomach, and in the limbs, hind limbs and forelimbs. That means hands and legs. So that areas may become swollen, fever, night sweats, that means loss of energy and loss of weight. Another important thing which I already told you, that this virus affect the immune system, and as it affect the immune system, the patient body becomes very weak, so weak that even a minute or mild cold and cough can make him ill, severely ill, and he can die. Picture is of a AIDS or HIV patient. You can see the patient has become very weak with swollen lymph nodes and loss of weight. The next disease is chickenpox. This disease is caused by a type of herpes virus named varicella zoster. Picture is there. Herpes virus are the viruses which mainly infect the skin region. Chickenpox is a contagious disease occurring mainly in children, but it can also found in adults. Contagious means it can be spread by coming in contact with the patient's body. It can spread very fast by coming in close contact with the infected person. Now, how this disease is transmitted? A person who is infected by the particular disease, if suppose the other person touches him, then he can get the virus into his body. And the next thing is, even if we cough or sneeze and by mistake we have inhaled that sneeze or cough into our body, then the virus will get inside to our body. What are the different symptoms? The symptoms are highly irritating rashes that appear gradually that appear on the body starting near the chest and back and gradually spread to arm, legs, face and head. So there will be appearance of rashes. Rashes, first it will appear as pink color spots and then it will becoming more severe. This pink spot will gradually be changed into red spot and later on it will be filled with the watery substance, or you can call it in other word pus. So there is appearance of blister. Blister means a bubble that comes out from the skin. In general Hindi we call it funsi. So in that blister there is pus, and as the disease, as gradually with days, as the disease is going on, passing on, this blister gradually or slowly it will start drying up. Shrivel means to dry up. It will start drying up and soon it dries out completely and forms scabs. Scabs means that when the mass of skin become dry, then it form reddish spots on it, and gradually this reddish spot will become black in color and it leaves a mark on the skin. Usually the chicken pox marks doesn't go. It remains on the skin for a long period of time. So when this marks or the scabs is touched by somebody else, when it is drying, still in the period of drying, when it touched by somebody else, a healthy person, then there are chances of getting infection. How can this be treated? Bed rest. The person who is affected by this disease usually becomes weak, as it will have itching all over the body and in some cases body even pain. So there is a bed rest and regular cleaning of the rashes is important. Those blister which has appeared on the skin need not to be prick, otherwise the pus or the watery material from it can infect the other one. Lotions are applied to get rid of the mark, like calamine lotion. It is usually preferred that use of neem leaves is very important in this disease. You might have seen also the person who catch chicken pox. It is well suggested that they should sleep in a bed with leaves, neem leaves around them. There is a vaccination or injection for varicella, which is given in a young age. About 12 to 18 months, when the child is of 12 to 18 months, it is said that there is an injection of or vaccination of varicella is provided to the child to get rid of the disease in the future. So chicken pox. So this is the patient of chicken pox, as it mostly affect the children and few adult. You can see the patient body is covered with blisters, red color blisters. These blisters are filled with watery material which can be very infectious. So the third disease is hepatitis, and this disease is caused by 5 strains of hepatitis virus, namely hepatitis A virus, hepatitis B virus, hepatitis C virus, hepatitis D virus, and hepatitis E virus. What do I mean by strains? Different forms of the virus. Like there is one single hepatitis virus, but due to any changes in their genetic code, in their gene, different forms have formed. Different types of the virus have formed. So these are the different forms, 5 forms of viruses. Talking about how the hepatitis virus attack the body, as we talked about HIV virus attacking the immune system and making the body weak, similarly hepatitis virus attack the liver. And what is the function of liver? The liver mainly helps in metabolism of protein or fats. Metabolism means it helps in breaking down of the protein and fats and leads to production of protein and fats in different cells, and it provides strength to the body, gives energy to the body. So what this virus does, this infect the liver and make the liver swollen. Swollen means full jana. So it makes the liver swollen and infected. How this virus can enter into our body? It can enter into our body by contaminated food, infected food or water, even contaminated syringe. Syringe means an injection has been injected into an infected person. That same injection if put into your body, then that will become infected one. So the virus can get inside to your body too. And blood transfusions. Blood transfusion means the infected person bloods if transfused or transfer into your body, you can also get the virus into your body. The next is, let us talk about the different strains, their incubation period, and whom does they affect. So first is hepatitis A virus, having an incubation period of 14 to 45 days. That means incubation period means what? The period between the entry of the germ inside your body and appearance of symptoms. So after 14 to 45 days, the symptoms will start appearing in your body. Most commonly it will attack the children and the young one, the teenagers. And how it can be transmitted? By contaminated food and water. The next virus is hepatitis B virus, which has an incubation period of 6 to 26 weeks, and any person can be infected from it. How? Either if the person has got a contaminated or infected syringe by blood transfusion, etc. It can produce cirrhosis and possibly cancer of the liver. That means hepatitis B virus, if get inside to your body or any healthy person's body, then it can lead to the cancer of the liver. As I told earlier that it damages the liver, so it can lead to cancer. Hepatitis C and D viruses are similar to B virus in methods of transmission. That means hepatitis C and D virus can also be transmitted by infected syringe. Syringe means injections and blood transfusion, and it also affects the liver. What are the symptoms? Let us talk about the symptoms. The symptoms can be, I'm talking about the symptoms of hepatitis C and D. So the symptoms can be very high fever, headache, joint pains, loss of weight. Loss of appetite means loss of weight, loss of stomach, with a general feeling of illness, nausea. Nausea means when you feel like faint, no? That is known as nausea, and vomiting. And after 3 to 10 days, the symptoms become more severe with jaundice, appearance of jaundice. And when you catch jaundice, there is excretion of yellow urine with light colored pools. What can be the treatment method? Bed rest is asked or suggested in this condition. Take high calorie diet with limited or no protein or fat. Why it is asked to take high calorie diet without protein or fat? As I told you earlier that this disease mainly affect the liver, and liver is helpful in breaking down the protein, whichever diet you take and the protein is present there, so it helps in breaking that protein and providing energy to your body. Suppose the disease has got inside to your body, it has damaged your liver won't be able to break down the protein. So obviously there will be much accumulation or a high amount of protein in your body. So if more amount of high calorie diet with more protein if you take, then it can be harmful, you can die also. That's why it is suggested not to take a diet with high protein or fat content in it. Next, that you can wash your hand after handling patients. If you're handling, if anybody is sick at your home, he's suffering from hepatitis, you need to, whenever you handle them, you need to wash your hands and clothes. So this is all about the three types of viral diseases. This shows the picture of the vaccine. Hepatitis vaccine is given at a very young age, within 1 year of the child birth, and it is, many might have got it also, you might have also got it. You can ask to your parents. This